Hello and welcome to Read by Red. I'm Red and today I'm going to be reading some r/Today I F'd Up. That's right, get ready and here we go. Today I F'd up by unknowingly committing 9 felonies and 7 misdemeanors. This story starts with me, a quiet but well-liked throughout school 17-year-old in IT class at my high school in a large suburban 2-city public school district. We had one of the best high school IT programs in the country at the time for many reasons. Part of our class, of about 35, involved us going around the school to do basic maintenance on school computers. Although, with the exception of myself and my friend, our class never touched staff computers. Myself and my friend were 2 students who always finished our 2-week classwork cycle in about 2 days. So we were always tasked by our IT teacher with helping the school IT guy, district employee stationed at the school in IT lab, to go around and fix issues throughout the building while everyone else worked on their classwork. Often we were loaned the IT guy's keys and district key card to go around the school and take care of business. This is important later. Over time, myself and my friend became well known by staff around the school for being able to fix anything. So we eventually gained a lot of trust from our IT teacher and district IT guy, to the point that we knew passwords we absolutely should not have known. We knew everything from the password to the surveillance system to the master domain admin password District IT used to access everything from HR files to grades to mechanical systems. This password literally let us access anything on any computer in the entire district. And before you ask, yes, all buildings in the district, including admin, were linked together, and no, they weren't firewalled off from each other. Now, we never used our powers maliciously, as we loved our school and never would have done anything to harm anyone or damaged any systems. One day I thought to myself, wow, information security in this district is atrocious. I wonder how easy it would be to test it from a student perspective, then present my findings to the district IT guy. This would be the beginning of the biggest F-up of my life. My mission started one day when I was tasked to grab a computer from a classroom and bring it to the lab. Easy enough. I was given IT guys 35 plus keys and sent off. While walking into the room, I dropped the ring. It took me a minute to find the right key on the ring. When I found it, since I was looking a bit harder than usual at each key, I noticed something peculiar about the key he used to open doors inside the school. It was stamped DGM and looked different than the usual *M stamp master key for this one high school building. Not seeing this abbreviation before, I thought, okay, this must be an important key since it works like a schoolmaster but looks different. I opened the empty classroom, fired up a locksmithing app on my phone, and took a digital impression of the key that gave me the bitting code so I could duplicate it later on. Grabbed the computer and went back to the lab and gave the keys back. Curious about what this DGM stamp meant, I started Googling on my phone. DGM key manufacturer. It came up with GM as Grand Master, the key above the master key. Nothing with DGM came up in the search, and I thought, okay, this is just the Grand Master key that opens all 3 buildings on the school property. No big deal. Main school, theatre, and auxiliary gym buildings. Okay. But what does that D in DGM stand for? Nothing in the school district starts with a D except district. Holy crap, it must mean District Grand Master. But they can't be stupid enough to make one key that opens doors in all 15 schools, right? I get home and order a key duplicate on the website that built the locksmithing app. A week later it shows up and I bring it to school. Before gym class, I tried it on one of the doors in the auxiliary gym, and lo and behold, it worked. Great. Part 1 of my test plan is complete. Someone with this key could cause a lot of damage if they wanted to. But how would they get past the alarm system in each building? Because it would be difficult to discreetly do a lot of damage if the building was full of people. Naturally, someone with ill intentions would carry out their act at night while the building alarms are armed. I already knew that the alarm systems were controlled by keycards that every staff member in the district had. It was an antiquated system with flaws known to the IT world. Their cards only worked for the buildings they worked in, so cards, electronic doors, and alarms must be controlled at the school level, not at the district admin office, right? So, how was I going to get hold of the keycard long enough to scan and duplicate it onto a new card? It required a laptop and a special piece of equipment that I couldn't just bring to school while everyone was there. I thought, I can't access the security system and look up badge codes with the IT master password I know. That defeats the whole purpose of this test. Where's the next vulnerability in this system? Then I realized there's a gate to the staff parking lot that's opened with keycards, but not their district cards. They had separate cards for the gate. I scanned the entire network for this gate controller, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Good job, school district, leaving your gate system closed circuit. It's inconvenient to program, but definitely more secure. Okay, so where is this gate controller located? I've got a district master key, so when I find it, I can access it locally. I look at the gate itself and see a freshly paved line on the concrete leading from the gate motor to the auxiliary gym. Okay, it's somewhere in the auxiliary gym. I wait until Saturday during football practice. The auxiliary gym is disarmed and the front door is open. Everyone's out in the field, so no one will see me enter the building. Hey, there's a closet by the front door. I'll try this one first. There it effing is. The gate controller is mounted on the wall. I open up the panel and attach my laptop. Damn, there's a password. What could it be? It's not going to be the master password. This isn't connected to the network. I look at the circuit board. There's a label with admin, name of city school is located in. Unbelievable. That's the login. District IP people are paid 6 figures to make this stuff up? Seriously? I access the swipe log and I noticed an interesting trend. Half the time someone swipes into the parking lot, there's an access denial that immediately precedes a valid gate card swipe. They must be swiping their district cards first instead of the gate card. Lucky for me, this system records badge numbers when access is denied. So I had access to several district keycard codes, protected by a password that's the name of our city. Wonderful. I shift through the logs and notice the names of 3 district janitors, all 3 with the preceding access denied messages and codes, followed by their valid gate cards. I remembered these people from my previous schools, so their district cards must open multiple buildings. Remember when I mentioned that district buildings weren't firewalled off from each other on the network? I took one of the codes and encoded it onto a blank keycard with that special piece of equipment that cost me $20 on eBay. Walked out the front door and scanned the card. I heard a loud click and the reader light turned green. Holy crap. Now I have a district grandmaster key and a keycard that disarms every school alarm system in the district. Nothing is off limits to me. Part 2 complete. I called up my friend who somewhat knew what I was doing, and once nighttime rolled around, we decided to visit almost every school in the district just to see if it actually worked. And boy, it did. We easily swiped into each school, the alarm automatically disarmed, and the district grandmaster key opened every door in every building we visited. I found myself thinking, good lord, security here is even more atrocious than I thought. We had the decency to rearm each building before we left, and once we were done, we planned on telling the IT guy on Monday when we went to class. Well, my dumbass decides that one more school the next day, Sunday morning. I swiped in and within 10 seconds, the middle school principal walked through the door and asked, "Who are you?" I could have bolted out the front door, but I wanted to be honest because they were going to find out on Monday anyways. So I told him who I was and what I was doing. Very short version. He took me to his office and had me sit down while he made a phone call. It was someone at the district office. All I heard him say was, "I can't distinguish this from my own badge. It's a perfect copy, but it has his name and photo on it." He hangs up, asks me more questions, and it eventually leads to the district grandmaster key. This especially panics him because he knew what it was, but didn't know anyone other than the district ops manager that had one. He makes another phone call. "This is principal at middle school. I need someone to come down here now." I'm thinking, okay, someone from the district will be here to ask more questions. Cool. Boy, was I wrong. Within a few minutes, about 6 police officers show up and start asking me questions. I'm honest, they tell them my plan and what I did. They all look utterly confused by the end of my short explanation. They took the key cards and the DGM key and asked me to call my parents to pick me up. They search my car and find pot in the trunk. Oops. So there's a charge right there. They said they'll notify us later once they talk to the district, and I was released into my dad's custody. A few hours later, my mum gets a phone call from the vice principal saying I'm not to attend school on Monday and we will have a meeting that evening at the high school. Okay, understandable. I haven't been able to explain myself. They're playing it safe. Whoops, wrong again. We arrive at the school for the meeting. My IT teacher is sitting in the school office with a disappointed yet very proud look on his face. As we arrived, we were called into the conference room. I expected it to be just the vice principal. Nope. It was vice principal, 2 cops, some random district official. My IT teacher was there just to translate the technical terms. I explained my whole plan, being interrupted many times by everyone to ask their questions. At one point, the vice principal says, "Jesus, IT, you're not supposed to be teaching this stuff." Vice principal, do you realize the amount of critical thinking and work that went into this project? Well, after he says this, there's a knock at the door. Vice principal, the district IT lady is here. Random district official leaves, and the district IT lady enters and sits down in front of me. The vice principal says, "OP, this is IT lady, the district director of IT. She has some questions for you." Okay. She proceeds to tear into me, asking, "What did you break? What did you hack?" I could literally see the veins popping out of her head. She was pissed off. She couldn't accept that a bored teenage kid that just wanted to see if it was possible and was able to compromise her system in 1 week. At the point, the officers had to ask her to leave the room and take a break because she was getting so worked up. Fast forward to after the meeting. The police took myself, my mum, vice principal, and my IT teacher to my house and seized all of my electronic equipment. Everything from my cell phone to my laptop to my Wi-Fi adapter and everything in between. My favourite part was when they were searching my computer bag. The police officer opened it, rummaged around for a bit, taking everything electronic out, and then gently and over-dramatically pulled a strand of condom wrappers out in front of everybody. My mum glared at me, previously not knowing that I was being intimate with other people at 17 years old. Mum's new boyfriend leaves the room immediately. The police look at the vice principal, not sure what to do. My IT teacher face palms. I'm thinking, F, this is bad. The vice principal stares at the cops for about 5 seconds. Okay, well, let's move on. They all leave after seizing basically everything I own. Fast forward to a few days later. I get a letter from the district saying I have been suspended pending expulsion. Great. We attend the expulsion hearing. I say exactly what I said at the first meeting with the vice principal and the cops. Yet another letter 2 days later, I'm expelled. We appeal to the school board and the district's lawyers. They don't want to hear any of it. Appeal denied. They're pressing full charges. Okay, I didn't know what the charges were, but they were pressing them. Cool, great. 2 months later, I meet with the county juvenile court. I explain to them my story and they're just as confused as the district people, but my juvenile rep is taken back by my calm demeanour and willingness to share all the details. By this point, the district has done a thorough investigation and found no evidence that I stole or caused damage to property or the computer networks. They then inform me I'm being charged with 9 counts of felony burglary too, 3 counts of Class A misdemeanor computer crime, 3 counts of Class A identity theft, 1 count of possible controlled substance on school grounds. I'm also ordered not to use any electronic devices until I see the judge. This included something as simple as a TV remote. F me. I have a few more meetings with the county juvenile rep. She was actually a very nice person and was surprised that I was assigned to her in the first place because she usually got the murderers and worse. She got to know me and my true intentions with the entire plan over the next month. Before my first hearing, the county, recommended to the school district not to press charges. They felt this could be remedied in district since while crimes were committed, I wasn't aware of the crimes and there was obviously no bad intent. During the hearing, my juvenile rep and the crappy court-appointed lawyer explained my side and the district lawyer explained theirs. The judge was extremely confused by the whole situation, saying, "We've never seen a case like this before. At this point, I don't know how to proceed." The district attorney also looked equally confused. Judge asked the district lawyer, "How do you want to proceed?" The lawyer says, "We'll take this under further review." OP, expect a call from your juvenile rep this week. Adjourned. 3 days later, we receive a call from the juvenile rep. The district is pursuing all charges and wants $80,000 in restitution for a new district security system. Wonderful news. I live in a constant state of panic for the next 3 months while waiting for the next court date. I end up going to the district's alternate school for a while attending twice weekly meetings at the juvenile court. I went a few more times in front of the judge, my lawyer, the juvenile rep, and the district lawyers doing all the talking, explaining the entire case to the judge. The district's still insisting I stole and damaged district property, even though I never did, and they never found any evidence. About 7 months into this, the judge had had enough. She didn't want to hear anything more and was going to issue my disposition ruling at the next hearing. She explained that $80,000 in restitution was ludicrous and the district was going to pay for their own security upgrades if they chose to. She then looked at me and asked me to rise. I have 3 options here, Mr. OP. Option 1, I dismiss all of the charges and we'll be done here. Option 2, I drop the marijuana charge and reduce all other charges to attempted misdemeanors and sentence you to 1 year bench probation. Option 3, I send you to jail right now. I almost lost it right there. Based on what I've heard from our juvenile rep and read in the police reports, I'd like to go with option 1 and dismiss the charges. But because of the sheer severity of the crimes on paper, I am unable to do that. So I am going to go with option 2. I hereby sentence you to 1 year of bench probation and order you to pay restitution in the amount of $3,200 for district staff overtime. Good luck, Mr. OP. I don't remember what was said after that because I was so relieved I almost passed out. After 3 months of thinking I was going to prison for 20 years, it was all over. I was numb for the rest of the day. All in all, the whole experience left me with severe depression and anxiety for a few years. But hey, I'm not in prison. Great, right? Actually, it ended up better than I thought. I ended up graduating from the alternate school's accelerated graduation program shortly after that. The district wanted me out of their hair ASAP. I received a full diploma from my regular high school at the end of my junior year. I got to essentially skip most of my junior and all of my senior year of high school. Ended up working my butt off and got a great IT job at a company I still work for today. And now I have IT director as my title. And that's how I royally messed up by shaming the F out of my school district. Shove it, district IT lady. If you check in the description of this video, I've got a link to the original post, and at the bottom of the original post, OP has posted a link to a photo of the court document. So this is such a crazy story. Oh my god. I always love r/Today I F'd Up, especially when it's read by me. Read? Yeah. Don't you like it too? If you do, give the video a like. And please subscribe as well, because that makes me happy. And I hope I made you happy today. Thank you guys. Bye.